these characters look so good. As a level 1 character, we're gonna look like a peasant who is about to get bullied by the royal guards. I'm gonna have to go with that. Hello gamers, Eyeduka is back, and this is MMO in 10 hours or less. In this format, I'll be playing different MMO games, trying to find out if they're good or bad in only 10 hours or less. Because time is important and we don't want to waste it. And because I'm tired of hearing it gets better at endgame. So let's get into it. New server is always the best. Okay, there we go. After fighting with the resolution of the game, I managed to get in. You know me, I'm Eyeduka, so I'm not gonna play with any of these DPS squishy characters. Come on. Archer with pet, okay, that's not for me. Betty, I think that is supposed to be the standard healer. Yeah, that is a support, okay. Assassin, okay. Classical DPS character. Really not for me. Let's look at this guy. Alright, yeah. Look at his armor. This guy looks badass. I think that's the tank, right? It has to be the tank. There we go. Eyeduka. Wait, where's the music in here? Alright. Huh? I don't hear any music. Are you kidding me? Okay, for some reason I really cannot hear anything, but that's fine. Let's just pretend there is sound. How are we gonna get into this? Now, first of all, I'm gonna make a small confession here. I actually played this game a long time ago. Back in 2008, I think. So I was still in high school. This was literally the first MMO game I played. So I had no idea what I'm getting into.
The fuck?
Well, as you can see, it's pretty old school. Because we have only 10 hours to get to some point in the game and try to find out if it's good or not. We're not going to count any of the time I spent on menus and stuff like that. I'm just going to be playing around. Oh, there's a sound. Look at this. That is a bit weird. The weapon of choice is a shovel. Okay, so first thing we notice, it's click to move. So yeah, that's pretty old school. I mean, the game is like maybe 15 or almost 20 years old. So yeah, we're gonna have to be clicking around. You hold the right mouse and then you move around. But no, that's fine. Well, I remember that many years ago, I had no idea what I'm getting into. And it is a world of a lot of pain. I remember it was a very grindy game. So if you're worried about Throne and Liberty being grindy as a comparison, for just 10 hours, I'll be lucky to even get to like level 30 or something. That's a free-to-play game, remember. It has to be a cash shop. So what we have here is T points. That probably stands for Talisman points. That's extra inventory bags. Okay, sounds good. Oh, it's one of these games, right? Wow, look at this. Rank plus 11 and plus 12. Ooh-wee. Rubies are for defense gear. That's just for the armor. The emeralds are for weapons and mounts. Okay, you upgrade your mounts as well. Keep that in mind. What's that? Golden diamond. Increase the success rate of combination to 100%. Ooh-wee, so that's guaranteed. Ooh-wee, I think that's pricey. Is it pricey? T points, 399 for 1 diamond. So later on, just to have reference, I'm gonna check the prices. You have a bunch of other things. Oh, you have equipment as well? What is this? You're even getting armor pieces. Oh my god, it should cost 800 T points. Okay, that's crazy, man. Okay, just looking at this from first glance, you see that you can actually get almost all the gear you want just by spending money straight up. Now you still need to level up, but damn, that's crazy, man. Later on, you're gonna see how important pets are, because they literally can just auto-pick loot for you and a bunch of other things, increasing your stats as well. And without those, you're kind of like crippled in this game. But yeah, we're gonna get to that later. So first of all, that's a good thing. You can actually click on your quest here, and it's gonna automatically get you to the location. That is really nice. I love it. Oh, look at that rainbow. It's so nice. We kind of have to kill boars as usual. Ooh-wee. That is exciting. Exciting combat, right? I mean, guys, we're gonna have to give it a break. It is almost 20 years old game, right? I can just click back on the same thing, the same NPC, and it's gonna get me back to it automatically. So that's really nice. It's really convenient. You gotta keep that in mind. I don't have to worry about anything. I can just literally have the time AFK just walking around because we're that slow.
A few moments later.
Oh, we got 2 levels, man. Only energy can be used to enhance talismans. Energy can be accumulated through killing monsters and finishing quests. It's the energy that player accumulated from killing monsters. Blah, 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 blah. Oh my god, this is crazy, man. Look at this shit. I have to look through these. Is that the actual tutorials? We've got 840 energy out of 1900. That's the talisman. It's level 1. How do I level up? It's an enhanced talisman. Must be this one, right? take it out. I put it here. And then just start leveling up. Ooh-wee. I wish that was instant. Okay, we have a shovel level 3. Juicy. So now we're supposed to be doing more damage right now, yeah? Wait, how do I know that I'm a tank actually? Giant attack, extra damage, basic damage, X 100%. Then it calls 11 to 12 points of damage, also amasses 1 breakpoint. Right, okay. And giant burst. Burst breakpoint. Damage depends on how many breakpoints amassed. 1 breakpoint, 100% of base damage, plus 11 to 12 damage. Okay, that's basically like the first attack, but if you have more points, let's get to 5 breakpoints. That's 500% of base damage, plus 57 to 62 damage. Oh wee, that's juicy. Okay. Well, one thing I noticed, I don't see many people in the starting area, which is not a very good sign, but let's just go with that. I'm gonna have to tell you, yeah, 15 years ago, there were some people, but yeah, that's 15 years. And you're gonna be surprised later, how is this game still alive, actually? How is it not shut down? Other games that look way better have been shut down. Wait, we saw a new guy here. Hey, man. Let's just talk with this guy right now. Alright, let's see. Are you new? Okay. Unfollow English. I would assume that he just doesn't speak English. Anyway, we have to give these apes, so let's go. Oh, they're pretty easy, man. Look at this. Just 2 hits. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Looking at the skills, at level 7 we're gonna get Giant Halt. Sadly, we don't have any description of skill before we unlock it, so we have no idea what that is all about. And the next one is Giant Break, and then we have Giant Rate. It's all about giant stuff with this character. Living skills, I would assume that those are just some sort of crafting professions or stuff like that, which is quite nice that this game has them. Now, you see right here, it says in a great text, 1 C strike not identified. Basically, the items, they're gonna have 2 stats usually. So it's gonna be something that's automatically unlocked, and the second one is not identified. So you're gonna have to use one of these gems to unlock this. So if the item is blue, which is a rare item, you're gonna have to use the blue identified gem. If it's green, that's kind of like uncommon item, you're gonna have to use the green gem. There's also white items, basically common items, and they don't have any extra stats. Keep that in mind. But I'm not going to use these on this one because it's pretty weak, it's level 2. So obviously early on, we're going to change the items very fast. And these you can use up to level 25 because they're newbie and they're just for free given away from the game. That was crazy, man. Yeah, big damage. Now, I'm gonna have to admit to you guys, the combat is not exciting. Realistically, guys, this is just for good old nostalgia for me. It looks pretty dead, like I'm not seeing any people around here. There is something going on in the world chat, that's another indication. We can check out the world chat, and you see, this was a new server, keep that in mind. I don't see anything going on here in the world chat for a very long time. Okay, so basically that's the HP and that the green thing is the stamina, just like I'd say rogues in World of Warcraft. Newbie guide. Wait, message help system closed. When you click on what quest should I do, you can see here you have the location and you see different quests that you can just go around and do. You can click on this hyperlink and that's going to take you directly to the quest giver. The color of the quest determines if it's too difficult for you or not. So gray out is obviously just low level. The yellow one is on your levels, that's best for us to do. And you also have red one, which is too difficult and most likely you're not going to be able to do these. Also to show you that this is scenario. In this game, scenario and elite means that you do need a party for that. So it's going to be nearly impossible to do it alone. This game, you're gonna have to find people to play with, which is actually not bad. Assistant Talisman. So the Assistant Talisman, you're gonna put in one of these slots right here. What I remember back in the days, total of 4 different talismans, but you can only have 2 of them equipped at a time. One of the small drawbacks here, guys, is that I'm a little bit biased because I've played this game a long time ago. And to be honest, for 15 years, it didn't really change that much. Just visually a little bit and just some small rearrangement of NPCs, but that's about it. Be aware, once you continuously level up, your energy bar is gonna fill up, and if you don't use it, it's wasted. So I totally forgot about that, which is a little bit annoying. So let's just get to it. Now on a rank list here, we can check the maximum level in the game right now, which apparently is 89. There are really not that many people at max level. Look at this. I don't know how old this server is, but there's literally like 20-30 people that are at max level. When I was playing the game, the max level was 70. So if you have only 500 people here in the top rank list and the last couple were 73, it kind of suggests that there are not many people playing the game. How do we unlock the secondary stat? The game is not really doing a very good job at showing us this, so we're gonna have to just go around and look for the NPCs. Blacksmith, this has to be the guy. So from the blacksmith, apparently we can just get one of these skills. We can collect ore or make charms. I have no idea if I want that, but just say collect ore. Apparently this game does allow you to trade with people, and that's an Asian game. Keep that in mind. As opposing to any Korean game, usually you cannot trade, and the action houses are very restrictive. But here, at least you have that. We have identify. Okay, I think this is what we're looking for, but this is a little bit confusing because the game doesn't really show you any of those things. You can't really put this on here. It says unequip the item from your body first. Okay, fine. And now it's a green item, so I'm gonna need a green identify gem of this. Identify, and there we go. Now it's active. That's great. So we have more HP now. Ooh, looking like a tank now. 256 HP. Now we did equip this new item, but did we get anything else except the stats? We did. However, the game once again doesn't really tell you anything. You have to access your skills. Then you see here, that's the weapon. If you click here on this talisman, which is the diamond sutra, we have 2 new skills. What was that? Buddha Quake. 3-minute cooldown and 10 seconds. Okay, extra damage, basic damage 100%. Ground attack skill causes 16-17 damage. Shock faint enemies around 5 seconds. We have Buddha's Shield. Again, 3 minutes cooldown, decrease normal damage 32 points, and magic damage 6 points caused by enemies in 10 seconds. Your friend list, you can get the reward. Okay, so we need 5 friends. Well, easy, just add friends, right? But they have to accept in order for you to actually get the quest. That's a very good important thing for us to judge the game. Let's just look in the action house. Okay, you can actually buy T-points with gold. You can buy 50 T-points for apparently almost 1000 gold. We did saw that 50 T-points is really not much. You only need thousands. These are 4 to 6, which is kind of a base stuff. You want to get to +6 at least. Only 1 gold, that's also not expensive in my opinion. Now this is from +7 to +10. 800 gold. That is crazy, man. Actually, here's what we can do. You can merge talisman right now. You can pick the previous talisman, which is low quality one, and get it to the new one. Then the new one is going to be the same level, which is really nice. So I have to admit to you guys, the leveling is slow and boring. It's an MMO game, so we're gonna play with people, right? That's the teleport stale, or I would say stone. So you can use this teleport stone to return us to the spot that we set before, which originally by default when you start the game is going to be green scarp. That's the starting area. However, we can just change that every single time for any of the newer areas that we're going to visit. And this time I'm going to change to this, which is the Sky Village. So not only that there is no voice acting, but there is also no sounds at all. Should I take that away from my 10 hours time limit? I really don't know. It is part of the journey, that's for sure. Honestly, at this point, it feels like 10% of my time is going to be passed on leveling up my weapons. There's some major messages appearing when somebody gets a nice drop or upgrades some item to +7 and above. If people are congratulating you for doing this, which sounds like a basic thing in most games today, kind of suggests that it's super fucking hard to do it. This is scary, man. Oh, look at this guy. That's a big boss guy. Yay. Love it. I'm gonna take this guy, right? It's level 8. Horrible Demon Ghost. Wait, you got multiple then? Oh, wait a second. That's not a boss guy. Oh, by the way, this guy looks oddly familiar. Anybody that's playing World of Warcraft here? Because this guy looks almost identical to Infernos. Ooh-wee, yeah. I mean, let's be real, guys. 2008, that was the age of WoW clones and also WoW cures. Oh yeah, that was gonna be a WoW cure right there. Fucking Inferno with spikes. Looks pretty cool though. Big loot, right? And level 8. You know what? Let us farm. Level 9 blue weapon. I'll show him. Gotta get all these done. I'm gonna get a lot of loot for low levels, right? Gear up, get all good stuff, and then sell them to make money. Oh boy, look at all that power. Oh, they're really easy, man. Look at this. Yeah, good luck on farming 1000 golds. Okay, I'm kind of disappointed already. I'm not proud of doing it, but I have played this game years ago, of course. I was still a child, really didn't know what I'm getting into. Oh, this pain. If you have more friends that like to inflict pain on themselves, then you can play this game together. You know, after a good couple of months, you may get to max level, and then just inflict more pain to yourself trying to gear up. It's a bit fucking annoying, and at some point you're gonna have to level up like 20-30 alts just to get some reputation, exchange it, and get your endgame gear, which most people really go for that, and that's just fucking insane. Now, usually, the normal design of the game suggests that you'd actually have real apprentices, like low level characters, that are actually individuals, you help them, and you both get rewards, but realistically, the game is kind of fucking dead. Enemy value increase 5 points with every attack lasts 30 minutes. Okay, enemy value, like, it's impossible to know what that means, but I'm gonna make it easy for you. Enemy value means aggro. This is what that skill is all about. So once you use that, you're basically increasing the aggro that your attacks create so that you can actually tank in this game. Then you have Sacrifice, which is force monsters around attack yourself for 10 seconds. Basically, that's a taunt. So if you're active enough and just click on stuff in the website, which I'll show you later, you can obtain charm points and get some of these things, which are not too bad. You can get like mounts and pets and stuff like that. Bunch of consumables, also not a big deal. Equipment, ooh, with just charm points, which, okay, that's a good thing. I'll give it thumbs up for this one. Charm points you get from like logins, but somehow I have 978. That's an old account, keep in mind.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please.
Oh, they're looking like breasts. Fine. Oh, he's killing me, man. We also got a pet. That's the first pet. That's really nice. This one gives us maximum HP. So once you click on the pet, it's going to summon it. Now the pet needs food to be maintained. Let's go add additional skills once it levels up. But then we need pet level up books that are going to cost either a lot of gold or key points. Yeah, cash shop stuff. I'm going to change the name to... Yeah, buddy. Oh, that's basically the first instance. Bamboo Valley is actually this place. For some reason, we cannot enter. Wow, that's fucking weird. Scenario just reached maximum amount limit. Please try again later. What the f? You know what? Let me just try once again. Maybe this was part of the problem, and now I'm gonna be able to get in a fucking dungeon, right? Ah, let's go. Oh wait, man. Can we go in this area, man? The problem right here is we don't have any AoE damage, so you do need people to play with. It's gonna make things much better. But of course, I'm not expecting people to be playing a 20 years old game, almost 20 years old. The only reason you're gonna be playing this game is if you have a potato PC.
Yeah, buddy.
Emotional damage.
Okay, look at this. That's a good hunter. Just playing around here, leveling up. Meditation. Alright, big boss time. Super easy, man. Like, super easy. That's supposed to be something like an open world mini boss. I don't know how much caffeine I need to keep up with this shit, man. The game could be better with friends, at least the part with the dungeons, but that's not enough. There are many better games than Talisman Online, so no need to go through all that pain like I did. Trust me. In Talisman Online, you will most likely find standard boring quests of kill this and that, and to make it worse, instead of taking down 2 or 3 scary monsters, the game will ask you to kill 20 or 30 of them on a regular basis. And you did feel the dynamic of the combat. So you can imagine the pain of doing that for months, because that's how much you need to level up. And don't tell me it gets better at endgame. No amount of better can undo the mental damage you would inflict on yourself if you play this game. And the only type of catch-up mechanic they have is to occasionally merge servers to make space to create new servers, while less and less people are playing it. Every once in a while I get disconnected, and I really hope it's just a bad coincidence and not a problem on my side. Getting back to the grind, but I was getting tired of shoveling down my enemies, so I decided to swap to the actual tank weapon apparently, which is the staff. Or you could call it a stick. Anyway, you can imagine the frustration I had when I realized I can't merge different types of weapons. Which meant to waste a ton of energy on a new weapon while the old one stays in the bank. I feel like 10% of the 10 hours I had were wasted AFK leveling weapons. Could you imagine the crazy idea of this just happening instantly? I guess for over 15 years they never thought about that. I tried to pull packs and AoE farm, but it's just not practical. Maybe upgrading can make it work, but making gold in this game is a miracle. Thinking of gold flipping, but if the game is run by bots, then who am I trading with? I guess they're only here to sell to imaginary players. To be fair, half the time I'm almost falling asleep, which is probably making me a bit less efficient. And here we are. First time I visit the capital city. And it looks like we have some people, but if you notice, the chat is barely moving. And it's for the whole server. Most of the people here are bots selling loot. There's no way you can get that many golden ID gems. And to be honest, you can easily find free bot for this game. Maybe 10 years ago they were banning some people, but not anymore. Although I like the idea of being able to set up a personal market to sell stuff. So generally speaking, this is good for the community. If there was a community. So I decided to buy some cheap stuff and resell later for profit, if I even stay that long, to be honest. Now look at this big player, and it's not even maxed yet. You need to play at least half a year, like it's your second job to get to this point, or spend a ton of real money for it. Later I'll show you how much. I managed to do some AoE pulls, but need to drink potions every 5 to 6 kills, which is not very practical. Also, you probably need to buy hundreds of these potions later on. Sometimes the graphics makes me feel like the game is made on Warcraft 3 engine. As a tank, I managed to easily solve mini bosses for the quests, which are still considered elite monsters, but I barely make it alive. You'll be walking and walking and walking like crazy. I'm level 26 and still didn't got even a basic mount. So there's this quest, Divine Beast Scrolls. That's nice, I can get a mount and it's a tiger. Sounds good, but wait, there's a catch. To get these scrolls, you need to kill 3 dungeon bosses. Yes, dungeon. You know, the place where you need more people to go in with? Well, too bad, because there are no people doing these dungeons. And it was pretty much like that a couple of years ago as well. So you can either save up a bit of gold and buy the cheapest sellable in-game mounts, not premium ones, or get to level 50 and solve all these 3 dungeons. More soul quest grinding. I'm not even at mid-game yet, and I already regret my decision to try it. Fun fact, if you're using Nvidia Shadowplay to make snapshots or videos, you can find the game folder under the name Xinshu Men. I only have a couple of hours left, and I'm gonna try once again, and I might have a little bit higher chance with this one. I'm seeing some people around here, although it feels like 90% of the players in these games are bots. That is scary. Let's type in the word chat, because in this game we don't have LFG, which is, you know, it has its ups and downs. Okay, this seems a bit lame. I've been sitting around for a couple minutes and we got 0 messages. Just a reminder, I think we've seen the same bots from a couple of hours ago still here. So that's really disturbing thing about the game.
Me?
I'm gonna have to jump to the next area. And it's a good thing that they actually added this area. Back in the days when I started playing, this didn't exist. And you had to just basically grind around here. Of course, flipping didn't actually work. You're really not gonna make much money this way. Oh, and for the first time I actually see a slightly different quest called Hide and Seek, where I'm supposed to find 3 little kids, which is kind of pretty nice considering that so far we only had to just QX number of somethings. Look at this. Another big boss. Based on the previous experience, I don't think we're going to be able to take this one down unless they nerf them on the new area. Oh, I think it's proper nerfed. I mean, look at the damage we do. Now, you might be looking at the upper corner right here. That is 24-hour buff for a new character. So now it says 14 hours, which means I've passed 10 hours in game. However, I'm going to give it a little bit extra simply because I'm not going to count any time I've spent on menus or AFK, stuff like that, just to be fair. As you can see, this is quite disturbing already. Just look at this. 6 people, well, 6 accounts actually. Gao974, that's Gao971, Gao972, 973, 984, 985, goddamn, not even creative. So basically in this game, people are not even trying to hide it. If you think about, hey, those are alts. No, they're not actually alts, those are bots, because this game takes months to level up. And besides, you're not gonna get that much loot from regular playing. I mean, this is basically just bot farming in one spot with auto pick loot, just killing a bunch of things every single night, and then you're gonna end up with a bunch of gems and stuff like that. Probably just one guy, drop them on multi-client or with auto pick or something. This is the kind of game we're playing here, guys. Ridiculous, man. Nice, managed to push it to +3 again. Now we could do another thing. We can even try it above +3, but now we're gonna have to use the bigger gems, which are a bit more expensive. I only have 4 gold. It also takes 1 gold just to attempt the upgrade, and it's only 20% success rate. Now this is where the pay to win stuff comes in again, where you can buy things to increase your chance. You can buy them for a lot of key points, but yeah, I would not recommend that for any low tier items. But anyway, I would not recommend that at all. Like, just don't play this game. End of story. I'm just really stubborn. In those 10 hours I managed to get to level 31, which is actually not so bad. At this level we can actually join the junior PK arena. That is supposed to be PvP arena from what I'm seeing. Level 1 to 35. Now the senior one is from level 30 and above, so we can join that as well, but we're gonna go against very high level characters as well. And then we have the expert PK arena, which is above 65. We're gonna go with the first one just to give it a try and see how it goes. Now, looks pretty interesting. There's no party matchmaking or anything like that. I guess you could pre-make a party. So once again, no ambient sound. Definitely nobody's doing arena at these low levels, but it was worth a try. Okay, let's try the senior one, which is above level 30. There might be some people in there, right? It's also different arena, but I don't even know, like, what's the objective? It's free for all. Like, anybody could attack anybody. If you would pre-made party, that's just super random. And of course, nobody's doing that anyway. Yeah, I mean, this is expected. One thing that we have to double check for sure is we're gonna go to the shop just as a reference. So we're looking at these prices right here. We just wanna take them into consideration. And there we go. You can literally just buy the gems as well. You have the large one, which is super rare in the game. And they also cost you like 55 key points for a single large emerald. And that's just gonna give you a chance to upgrade it, right? Because it's gonna be +7 and above. Now, if you just go to the action house just as a reference to see how much it costs to get key points from the game, you don't have to spend real money, just like a lot of modern games these days. They give the option for you to literally just buy the premium currency in game with a lot of gold. And you can see right here, which is kind of crazy. Look at this. As 150 key points, it's gonna cost you about 2,400 gold. That is ridiculous. So basically, as a reference, for 50-ish points, it's over 800 gold, you get a single large emerald, and ruby is a little bit cheaper now, but still that's gonna be around 500-600 gold. You have bright as well, which is even one step further, being even more expensive. That's for like the highest level of gear, +11 and +12. Probably extremely rare. And just in case you don't want to be wasting, you may want to just go on and grab the diamond, so you get 100% guaranteed success up until +9. Now of course then +10 and above is gonna go crazy, but at least +9 you have guaranteed. That is 399. Okay, so let's do the math. Basically you have 6 gear pieces right here. The amulets and the rings don't count, just the gear. And you also have 1 weapon, right? The weapon uses emeralds, so we're gonna count only from +6 and above, which means +7, 8 and 9. That's 3 levels per item, just the high levels up until 9. That means you're gonna need 18 large rubies, which with this price right now it's gonna be 648 T points. Then you're also gonna need 3 large emeralds, which are gonna cost you another 165 for a total of 813. Now That's not too crazy, right? I mean, doesn't sound too bad. You're gonna get your gear to +9 once you get it, of course. But the crazy part is you probably want to get this guaranteed success rate, right? You're gonna need golden diamonds, right? And each of them costs 399. That's crazy. You're gonna need a total of 21 diamonds, which is 8,379 T points. That is insane, okay? The total amount is 9,192 T points to get your gear from +6 to +9 guaranteed. Obviously, you want to get that probably in the end game, but realistically, just don't do that. Of course, T points, what is this? That doesn't really tell us anything. We have to check on conversion rates, right? This is exactly what I'm going to do right now. Okay, so here we are in the official website. Let's just look around and see if we can find talisman points. Well, actually, it's right here. Talisman points. That should be T points. And let's check out the prices. Okay, that's the crazy stuff here, yeah? Just for reference, 1,800 T points cost 140 USD. That's US dollars. That is crazy, man. That is fucking crazy. Just to get roughly 9,000 T points, you're gonna have to spend around $700. And keep in mind, that is really not that much progress in the game. Your gear is not even gonna be maxed out. Some people actually do this. It makes me wonder, what's the point of all that if in the end of the day, just look at the city. Most of these characters are basically bots, right? They're just bots of some main characters that are probably not even staying here. And who are they trading with? Like, I've saw no players around. If everybody's just botting, then they'll be just trying to sell stuff to some people. But who's actually playing this game? The game is not alright. Hardcore pay to win. It's even worse than Throne and Liberty, because technically in Throne and Liberty you can get to the end game and properly gear up in, I'd say, about 1 or 2 months. Maybe now it's a bit more, like let's say about 3 or 4 months. But this game, in 2 months, I don't think I'm even going to be maxed out, right? That's just fucking crazy. You may be asking one very important question. How is this game not shut down yet? We're just going to look at this, which is the news that's supposed to be patch notes or something like that. That's how it is. And we're just going to look through some of those things, and you're going to immediately see something really interesting. Basically, look at this. There's a new server, okay? Before that, there was a server merge. Then before that, we have a new server once again. And that's another server merge. New server, server merge, and another new server. You can immediately see the trend here. The majority of these updates are new servers and merging of servers. Probably take some of the old ones and they merge them together, then they make new servers. And there's something really weird with this, like why is it even happening? Well, basically this is some sort of funny trick to make people spend money. When they have a new server, you're gonna have half price for shop items. So if you're spending money, that's the time. New server, spend more money for these shop items. First 24 hours, you're gonna have 200% gold, energy rates, gold item drop rate, blue item drop rate, green item drop rate. Basically everything is 200%. A lot of people go into this new server and everything is actually very cheap. That's really odd for me. Why in this game, in the beginning, everything's super cheap, and then the older the server becomes, the more expensive everything becomes as well, which is the opposite of any other game I've played. But realistically, this is the only thing that's happening. So rarely there is some update. Now you see here, that's 2020. That's one update, which is basically 2 new maps here. Then that's some update about armor, new item from a shop, and some fixes. Okay, that's the whole update, okay? There is 3 updates in 1 year. Let's look at this. They adjusted some reputation merchant, new pets in the shop, some model changes. Basically really not much on this update as well. The first one was maps, but this one is not much. That's the third one here. Level cap increased to 87. You got new map here. Okay, cool. And you were thinking that is a lot of stuff, right? And so on and so on. But basically over that course, you can look all the way back. That's 2024. It's really not that much. So basically they add like 1 or 2 maps per year. I mean, they never really announced an expansion or anything like that. They just release maps. So to me, the way it looks like, which is a bit weird, such a small amount of players actually playing the game, is mostly bots right now, and the game is still not shut down, makes me think that it has very low upkeep. It doesn't really cost too much for them to run it, and it's really probably a small team who is actually running the game. Technically, this is not the original version of the game as far as I'm concerned. This is a kind of, I'd say, butchered version of the original Chinese game, which obviously we don't have access to unless you do some shady stuff with VPN. So basically this is what I found online. It's actually very rare and difficult to find. This is the much more developed version of the game. This is Shumen No, something like that. That's the Chinese version of the game, which I would assume that's the original game right now. And it kind of looks similar, but it's like much more upgraded and kind of like buffed in a way. It looks very similar, the UI, the graphics, a lot of things, but it has a lot of additional things obviously. But in the end of the day, we're still talking about the same pay to win game. I have no idea how it is, but I highly doubt that it's that pay to win. I really don't think that they're spending these absurd amounts of money just for playing video games. Keep in mind guys, my opinion is a little bit biased about this game since I played it many years ago, but I'll try to be as objective as possible. With all that being said, let's get to the conclusion for Talisman Online. This is the first MMO game I played back in 2008. It's an old school game with low resolution graphics, and it barely has any sound effects. Ambient is important. You don't need 10 hours to find out that it's extremely pay to win. You can see it immediately just by checking in-game cash shop and conversion rates on their website. Also, you can convert in-game currency for a premium one, but at the rates you obtain gold, the picture is not any better. You need months just to level up. It's basically a dead game with a few lost souls in there measuring their bots. There is also PvP, but like any other hardcore pay-to-win game, it's most likely a shit show. For 18 years, they released maps enough to be put in just about 2 expansions. And this makes me think, how is it not shut down with this small player base? And I have my theory. It's either because it's run by a small team of developers, which is why the cost to maintain is low, or there is a small fanatic community willing to spend thousands of dollars on a monthly basis for this game. Not to be rude, but if your PC can only handle such low-end games, there's still a ton of other much better games to play. In the end of the day, I think Talisman Online is boring for me and it can only kill brain cells, and I'm out of here. My quest to find a good MMO game continues, and I'll search for a new and better one. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and till next time.